Okay, so how do we find the value of dy dx if y is equal to the integral of t squared minus 2t plus 3 over t cubed plus 2 dt from 6x squared to 24? So what we want to find is the d dx of the integral of 6x squared to the 24 and then t squared minus 2t plus 3 all over t cubed plus 2 dt. Now, this is an application of the fundamental theorem of calculus. However, it is not in the proper form of a number to x. So we have to transform this into a number below and then x above. Okay, so there's a rule that says you can actually interchange 24 and 6x squared as long as the integral is preceded by a minus sign. So this is 24 to 6x squared. The fraction will not change here, so t cubed plus 2 and then dt. And the next problem is we have to rewrite 6x squared as if it is a u. So how are we going to do that? Now we can use the chain rule in differentiating this. So remember that the derivative of any given function y with respect to x is the same as dy over du times du over dx. So we need to assign a u, to introduce a u, and in this case the u should be 6x squared. And with this, du over dx is equal to 12x. Now the y here is, the y in the formula is the whole negative 6x squared, or the integral from 24 to 6x squared of t squared minus 2t plus 3 over t cubed plus 2. So if we will be replacing 6x squared by u, this will become, so it will be transformed into derivative with respect to x of the integral. So there's a negative, this is not minus but it's negative, and then from 24, since we are replacing u 6x squared by u, the 24 will change into 6 times 24 squared. You can simplify that into a single number, and then we copy t squared minus 2t plus 3 over t cubed plus 2 and then dt. Okay, so when we differentiate this, that means we have to differentiate it with respect to u, and then we have to multiply it by the derivative of u with respect to x, and that is our dy over dx. Now the dy over du is just an application of the fundamental theorem that if you want to differentiate something with x or u, all you have to do is to replace all the variable t by the u. So take note, there is still the negative, so you have u squared minus 2u plus 3 everything over u cubed plus 2. But there is a du over dx. The du over dx is equal to 12x. So you have to multiply this by 12x. And then after doing that, you can now return the value of u, which is 6x squared. So the final answer will be, you have 6x squared minus 2 times 6x squared is 12x squared. By the way, this should be raised to 4, raised to 2 rather. So let's erase that. It should be raised to 2. And then there's a plus 3 all over u is 6x squared. So raised to 3 plus 2 multiplied by 12x. Okay, and finally, what you can do is to simplify the resulting expression. You have the negative, so this negative is the negative for the fraction, so the negative of 36 x to the 4, and then minus 12x squared, and you have the plus 3 all over 6 times 6 times 6, that is 6 cubed, 216, and then x to the 2 times 3 is 6, and you have plus 2. So this is the final. You have the 12x, and then so that will be the final. Okay, so you can distribute it if you want, but that will be but we can for the meantime leave the answer in this way. Okay, but to reach for the final answer, you have to multiply 36 by 12. That's it.